In a notable turn of events, Metaco CEO Adrien Treccani has now been named SVP at the parent company, Ripple, thereby leaving all with one question in mind: has Ripple become intertwined with Metaco? By the way, Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, has reaffirmed the company's commitment to bankroll pro-crypto candidates in the 2024 U.S. election cycle financially. Not only that, the price of XRP has finally bottomed against Bitcoin after a series of declines. However, does this mean that an imminent surge is around the corner? Finally, the XRP and Stellar prices have moved in the same direction for years, thereby leaving all confused and baffled at the same time. Stick with me till the end, as I will be revealing the possible reason behind the XRP and XLM correlation. If this sounds like something of much interest to you, be sure to check out this new video starting now. Hello everyone, and welcome to our channel, where we talk about the latest updates on XRP and the cryptocurrency world in general. If this is your first time watching one of our videos, we happily send you a special welcome. We invite you to hit on the notification bell so you never miss another video. We are announcing that this channel has a giveaway of 200 XRP. To stand the chance of participating, all you have to do is simply subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment with the hashtag XRP, and the winner will be announced on the 31st of December. In May, blockchain company Ripple acquired Metaco for $250 million. At the time, Metaco revealed that although Ripple had become the startup's sole shareholder, both companies would operate independently. An official announcement confirming the acquisition read, "Metaco will continue to operate as an independent brand and business unit led by founder and CEO Adrien Treccani." Now, 7 months later, it appears there has been a change in operational policy. First spotted by eagle-eyed XRP enthusiast and ex-user Radhof Kahneman, Adrien Treccani has now been named Senior Vice President of Product at Ripple. The disclosure was seen in a new post in which Ripple shared its 2024 predictions for the cryptocurrency industry. So, has Ripple become intertwined with Metaco? Well, while nothing is confirmed at this point, the latest discovery suggests a slight change in operational policy at Ripple and Metaco. However, such an outcome would not be entirely surprising, with Ripple being the sole shareholder in Metaco's business. Yet, the implications of such a development for Ripple and XRP have been the primary topic for speculation. For one, the institutional adoption of Metaco's crypto custody and blockchain solutions has often been pointed to as a possible route for Ripple to onboard big players and adopt its payment network. While nothing has materialized on that front, the close sharing of employees could pave the way for such an outcome. Another speculation is that crypto custody could gradually become a key revenue source for Ripple, causing the company to pay less attention to its core payment network, which uses XRP. Although nothing suggests that such has already happened or will happen, some XRP proponents have argued that the mere possibility does not bode well for XRP holders. It remains to be seen whether Ripple will provide further details regarding its operational policies involving Metaco and other acquisitions that will take place in the future. In the meantime, both companies continue to serve Ripple's overall interest, supporting the growth of the project's ecosystem. Please, do not forget to subscribe to our channel and also hit that notification bell to be the first person to get more updates about the latest happenings as regards to XRP. The post shared by Brad Garlinghouse on X comes as a much-needed booster in the ongoing efforts by leaders in the crypto ecosystem to raise funds to finance lawmakers that can help usher in responsible regulation in the country. While previous election cycles have welcomed support from some crypto leaders, personalized financing like the ones linked to FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried led to social and regulatory backlash. This ongoing coalition by key industry giants is more transparent, with a collective goal to save the nascent blockchain world. According to Brad Garlinghouse, the move to come together with a financing motive is necessary to prevent the United States from taking the back seat on the global stage. He emphasized that the regulatory overreach from the Securities and Exchange Commission is actively moving the U.S. in the wrong direction, and this needs to change. Notably, the SEC has had a hectic year. The regulator's enforcement action started earlier in the year with Kraken, whom it accused of offering its staking service as an unregistered security. The $30 million settlement reached at the time did not deter the Gary Gensler-led commission from filing another lawsuit against the trading platform some weeks back. The lawsuit between the agency and Ripple also intensified this year. As the case is wrapping up, both parties have bagged mixed victories. While Ripple's executives, including Garlinghouse and Chris Larson, have been absolved of wrongdoing, the court labeled the company guilty of selling XRP to institutional investors as security. Amidst these developments, Garlinghouse believes the crypto ecosystem needs to advance leaders who will champion innovation and spearhead paths towards responsible regulation. While the total amount raised for this push to bankroll pro-crypto political candidates has topped $78 million, according to Politico, it is worth noting that this move is not the same as lobbying efforts that individual crypto companies have been engaged in for some years now. As reported earlier, crypto companies led by Coinbase and Ripple Labs spend millions of dollars each year lobbying Washington policymakers to help advance defined crypto causes. With the clarion call from Garlinghouse, he proclaimed that 2024 is the time to go back to first principles by encouraging initiatives to promote transparency, innovation, and a compliance-first approach. Well, that's not all. We are sitting at the bottom of the XRP and BTC range, Crypto Insight UK remarked, sharing a chart detailing XRP's price movements against Bitcoin over a weekly time frame. Notably, the chart confirms that Bitcoin has largely outperformed XRP since July. XRP rallied by 59.2% against BTC in a week when it soared to a high of 93 cents upon the pivotal July ruling in the Ripple versus SEC case. This upsurge resulted in the XRP and BTC pair soaring to a new yearly high of 0.00002970 on July 13th. The last time XRP traded at this was last September. However, XRP eventually collapsed from this high amid the following price correction. Since then, the token has underperformed compared to BTC. Interestingly, XRP has recorded 20 weekly losses against BTC out of 22 weeks since mid-July. The altcoin has only witnessed 2 weekly gains. The losses have been exacerbated since early November as Bitcoin breaks above pivotal resistance points while XRP remains relatively stagnant. As a result, XRP has collapsed to marking a 52% drop from the yearly peak and XRP's lowest price against Bitcoin since March. At this price, Crypto Insight UK believes XRP has bottomed against the firstborn cryptocurrency. This assertion suggests that XRP will likely stop recording further substantial dips against Bitcoin. The analyst thinks a price reversal could be on the horizon. One of the factors contributing to this sentiment is the weekly RSI of the XRP and Bitcoin chart. Notably, the RSI dropped to 35.9 at the time of airing. This value suggests that XRP is already slipping into an oversold position, hinting at an imminent reversal in price movements. Crypto Insight UK asserts that this price reversal could see an XRP surge of 88.1% against Bitcoin. Bitcoin's current price of $43,000 would bring XRP to a value of $1.19 against the dollar. However, it is doubtful for Bitcoin to remain stagnant at the $43,000 territory. He notes that the XRP price could register a further 1,500% surge above Bitcoin once the altcoin breaks above the box. It bears mentioning that Bitcoin is up 2.28% over the last 24 hours, while XRP only sees a 0.93% increase. However, market watchers like Crypto Insight UK remain optimistic about XRP's eventual upsurge, as witnessed during the 2018 bull run. Now to our main focus for the day: why have XRP and XLM price moved together for years? Please do not forget to subscribe to our channel and also hit that notification bell to be the first person to get more updates about the latest happenings as regards to XRP. Schwartz shared his thoughts on X in response to a remark from an XRP community figure, Mr. Huber. The individual initially aimed to dispel claims that Ripple's monthly XRP escrow releases were putting pressure on XRP and stopping substantial price surges. To debunk these claims, Mr. Huber highlighted that XLM's price movements are similar to XRP's. How exactly do the Ripple dumping people explain XLM's performance, he asked. The Ripple CTO then shared a chart tracking XRP's and XLM's performances to add context to Mr. Huber's argument. An XRP community figure sought to know why both assets have continued to mirror each other's movements. In response, Schwartz shared his perspectives on the various factors that could influence this price action sync. He acknowledged the complexity of the situation, expressing that multiple factors are at play, making it challenging to pinpoint the real drivers behind the correlation. According to him, digital assets generally exhibit a significant correlation. He attributed this phenomenon to the ongoing effort of the market to determine the future role of these tokens amidst evolving industry developments. Schwartz further highlighted the interconnected nature of the broader crypto market. This sensitivity to industry developments creates a scenario where changes in one asset can trigger a ripple effect across the market. While there is speculation about the correlation being linked to all tokens following Bitcoin due to liquidity considerations, Schwartz does not believe this. He cast doubt on the idea that Bitcoin's movements alone dictate the fate of all other assets, suggesting a lack of compelling reasons for these assets to mimic Bitcoin's trajectory. Schwartz proposed an interesting perspective. He suggested that the XRP and XLM correlation could be partly due to market participants seeing these assets as requiring similar conditions to succeed or fail. This perception contributes to a strengthened correlation between XRP and XLM as the sentiments surrounding one of them spill into the other. The trend translates to similar market participants in both markets, similar investments, and equally similar market trends. Some community members suggested that the price correlation could come from an algorithm native to XLM that allows it to follow XRP's price. Responding to this, Schwartz argued that while there are other logical explanations, he finds them hard to believe, dismissing the idea of manipulation. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments section. Make sure you like the video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. This really helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Also, you can help enlighten others just like you have been enlightened by sharing this video to as many people as possible. Let's get this news everywhere, guys. If you are a true cryptocurrency fan, don't miss any of our content. See you tomorrow to talk about the latest news that concerns us all as a community.